We're always looking for new ways to repurpose things, especially in our efforts to stay green. And now this is a very, very good idea. And one of our crafters here at TV, we do have a craft department. And this idea came from one of our crafters. We have lots of wonderful crafters here at TV, Kristen St. Clair. And I love this idea. I think it's a really good idea for using up those multiple T-shirts that we all have hanging around, or a used T-shirt that might even have a little bit of a hole in it, right?
Well, did you know that 100 billion plastic bags are used each year in America?
I would guess
it's
so.
Crazy.
I would guess
and
so.
they all wind up in the trash, and it can take up to 1,000 years for them to biodegrade.
Right.
So this is a perfect way to replace those plastic bags. So it's so simple. The first thing you do is, I set you up over here.
Oh, okay.
I've turned the T-shirt inside out. It's great to use a nice heavyweight cotton, and right along the hemline,
we're just
can pin.
stitching. Okay.
Stitch right along the hem. It's a great guide.
Okay, so you could double stitch too if you want to make it extra.
And if you don't have a sewing machine, you can hand stitch it, of course. Right. But it's really sturdy.
You could probably also use a fabric glue if you wanted to.
Yeah, you could.
Do a glued seam, which would work.
So that's super easy, very easy step. So we have swaps here.
Okay.
Where I flipped them right side out, and this
so
has
now
the sewn bottom.
So yeah, this is sewn now, and you and it will hold groceries. Well,
or
we'll see.
I even roll one of these up, throw it in my purse, and if I'm going shopping and I buy something at a clothing store, I say, don't give me a bag. I have one. I pull it out.
Just make sure they don't sell these T-shirts in that store.
Well, yeah. So the first thing you're going to do after you sew the bottom is whenever I'm making a circle, I go to the kitchen, I grab a bowl, because this is great for a template for a circle. And we're going to open up the neck so that you can fit larger items inside. So you put it about halfway around the neck. This is has a diameter of 9 inches. And you take this pen, it's from the Notion store, and it washes away with water.
I like that.
Yep. So draw your circle around just to give you a nice, perfect guide. And then, with fabric scissors, just going to cut this out right along there.
Okay. And if you cut just slightly larger than that. And we were talking about this idea, and it's such a good idea, to also, if you want to, and to prolong the life of this bag even, you can then use a zigzag stitch on your machine to fortify the edges.
And if it gets dirty, you can throw it in the wash.
Sure.
And, you know, real simple. So once you have that out, now you're just going to do the same things. We laid these really, really flat, so the seams are lined up along the sleeve, and just cut the sleeves off.
Okay. So can you see where we're going here? Does everybody understand what we're doing? Joey, do you understand what we're doing?
Totally.
Totally? I bet you have lots of old T-shirts,
I have tons of old T-shirts, and I don't know what to do with them. Now I know what I'm going to do.
So now you have a nice bag.
Fits over your shoulder.
And you can just put things in it if you happen to go shopping. Just fill it. And it's actually very easy to carry. It makes also a very great trick-or-treat bag. If you have a special T-shirt that has maybe a little scary image on it, you can cut that out and make it for the kids.
And we have some extra to give to the people that are not from New York in the audience.
Who's not from New York?
Who's not from New York?
Here you are. Well, you take it. Okay. Welcome back, everybody. Well, I think that your holiday table will really look festive with colorful custom napkins. And you have time. Thanksgiving's not until next week, so you can get out your sewing machine. You can go to the fabric store, and I'm going to show you how to make napkins that look like this. This has the wishbone on it for good luck. And look how pretty with the satin edging. You can't really buy napkins that look exactly like this, so why not make them? It's a little craft project, and I've already asked my craft department for 24 for my Thanksgiving table. I don't have time to make them, unfortunately, but we should have time. We should make time to do stuff like this. So I love using this new cutting wheel. I don't know if you have one of these, but it makes sewing very easy. We have to make the satin bias tape. And that's what I want to show you how to do, because that sort of takes all the trouble out of this beautiful, beautiful project if you know how to do it. So we're cutting on a 45-degree angle. Here's the selvage of the satin. And we are cutting with our beautiful tools here. right along the edge of this straight edge. And I'm cutting on a cutting surface. This is a special self-healing cutting surface that, look, comes right off. No scissors at all. I hope you all know about these things. And there you have the beautiful bias tape. And so you have to pin these together, right sides together. I can cut another one, but I don't have time, so I'm going to show you. You just put your strips right sides together on an angle, and you're going to sew right here. When you sew and open up, you have the perfect long bias tape. You're going to need about 8 feet for each 21-inch by 21-inch napkin. I like generous size napkins because they fit nicely on your lap. And then there's this great tool that's in the Notion stores for anywhere from $5 to $7, and it's called a bias tape maker. Not very difficult to use. It's really nice. You feed your bias cut tape right through, and they have a little notch here, so you can just pull the fabric right through, and it comes out this end, and it starts folding. Oh, I have it in backwards. You put the right side down. It starts folding it into a bias tape, and here we have one started, and as it pulls out, watch, you pull out and you iron while you pull. Just with a hot iron, just pull and press, and it holds it down. It is so easy to do. It is wonderful, wonderful thing, this little bias tape maker. To make it even easier, use a little bit of spray starch or sizing and iron on that. It keeps it flat. And I'm using one of these little sleeve ironing boards because it's nice right on your work table. See, and just keep pulling through and ironing down. It's like magic. I remember making these without this little tool, and it really is hard. So there's your bias tape. Once you're done folding it that way, then you fold it once again in half, and there's your trim. I hope you can see that. It's very, very clear once you get it all ironed out, and you iron that in half, and there you have the bias tape that you wish was sold in the exact color satin that you need, which it isn't. So there you have it. Then you pin this around the perimeter of your 21-inch square. Just pin it all the way around so that it will be sewn all around the outside of your napkin. Make sure you get it exactly in half, like that. Fit that in and down. And then pin all the way around. We have the long pins. Pins now come long enough so that you can pull them out easily when you are sewing. And we're using my favorite sewing machine. We have the Singer Confidence. This gives you confidence when you have a machine like this. Sew around like this. Remove the pins as you come to them. I like to take them out just to save wear and tear on the machine. And go all the way around. You'll fit the corners, and when you're done, you have a beautiful, beautiful napkin. When you come to the end, the directions are on the web for how to end it. And then you want the stencil. You go to marthastewart.com. This beautiful little wishbone is right there. It's not in your turkey, it's on the web. And use a little bit of gold paint with a pouncing brush like this, and pounce the gold right on it. And when it's dry, remove it, and you have a beautiful homemade, handmade napkin. I hope you like this sewing project. It really is a good use of your time. We'll be right back. Do you know that there are over 64 million sewers in the United States, and that the number of adults who own sewing machines has increased 5.6% in the past year? I like to think that it has something to do with the fact that we all love sewing here at Martha Stewart Living. We have a sewing workshop once a week. People are making wonderful projects after work. And it doesn't matter how long you've been sewing. There are great ideas, so many great ideas for sewing projects that you can do yourself or with your kids. This is a great project, very simple, for storing some of your children's art supplies. And if you're going on a summer trip this year, nothing better than taking a pad and some beautiful colored pencils in a wonderful oilcloth cover like that in the back seat of the car. You always want to have things for kids to do because it's not fun to sit in the front seat while you're driving and listen to, "Are we there yet? Are we there yet?" So this is one way to avoid that. And then the kids will say, "I don't want to get out of the car yet. I'm not finished with my painting." So watercolors, again, painting and pencils, crayons, all kinds of things can be fit into these wonderful little art packs. And I'm using a Singer Curvy sewing machine. It is really easy to use. It eliminates the two biggest frustrations sewers have experienced over the years. One is threading the machine, and two, threading the bobbin. And if you're constantly sort of swearing under your breath that you have to find your glasses to find the little hole in the needle. You know the frustration. But this one does it automatically. It is so easy. You just take the thread. And, well, it's already threaded, I guess. Where is the thread? Yeah. Take the thread across the top, down this line, underneath two little hooks, and it threads the needle itself. And you don't even have to pull up the bobbin thread. It's great. And so let me show you this. This is a rectangle of felt, 13.5 by 9.5, and then two little pockets. The template for this is on our website at marthastewart.com. Two pockets, one is 6 by 4.5, one is 6 by 7. This is for a book of drawing paper or whatever, or a pad. And then we're going to sew just 1/4 of an inch around each pocket, leaving the top open. And that's a very simple thing to do with this machine. You just line up the foot and just go right around the pocket. It's very, very easy. And make sure you have threaded your machine so that you correctly with the correct color thread. And you just go along the bottom, using your foot as the guide for the 1/4 of an inch. And then you just continue all the way around like that. And then I'll just take this one off. Where's our little scissor? We have the pockets already sewn on. Then if you're going to say do watercolors, a watercolor box like this, measure how big the box is. This will be able to slide in here, and a few brushes into these little pockets. Just sew down here, and you have that part done. And then I chose this really nice oilcloth. It's a wood grain oilcloth, which I think looks very nice. And you can just cut that exactly the same size as the felt. Line it up perfectly. You don't want to use pins because you don't want to make holes in the oilcloth. And you're going to go all the way around with 1/4 of an inch. And you're going to insert your little ribbon tie halfway down the side on both sides. So this can go right like that. Using these clips, you could use paper clips if you like. To hold the felt. Now just sew all the way around the perimeter, starting down 1/4 of an inch and going all the way around. It makes a very, very neat package, and there's no turning inside out. It's very easy. Guide it slowly. And where's my ribbon? Oh, my ribbon fell out here. Just make sure you catch that ribbon so that you will have something to tie the finished pouch all together. There, it goes around and around. Here it is. You have it all done, just like this. So much fun. I love projects like this. It's so rewarding when you have something finished. There, that goes in here. A few nice watercolor brushes go in here. And your paints in this pocket. Tie it up and put it in the knapsack.